played into our hands. Offensively, I thought we were ultra aggressive and trying to attack and trying to make some things happen. I think in March, it's those little things that make a difference, and it's always how many free throws you get, how many offensive rebounds you get, how many you give up. And we fouled them way too many times tonight, but made the plays when we had to make the plays. But very, very proud of our team because we got an effort from a lot of folks. A lot of people on our bench made a contribution. Might not be something you see in the stat sheet, but it was a help here or a rotation there or maybe a deflection. So I thought we did a really good job playing team basketball.
Okay, start off with questions for the student athletes. Please identify yourself and your affiliation.
Brandon Williams, Southland Conference. Question for Day. 24 hours ago, I asked you guys the question: are you a different team than when you were when you lost by 30 out there? Obviously, you answered the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're supposed to elaborate when you get here.
I mean,
do the LeBron James thing. Yeah, well, it's culture. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, well, I'm playing. But no, I knew that from the last time we played them, we did struggle with the guarding the three-point line. And we knew that tonight we had to defend the three, and I think we did a good job of doing that.
Gamal Jones, Garage Apartment Media. This is for Dede and Emma. After Coach gave y'all the instructions in the locker room pregame, what was the mood or the motivation or the feeling, the emotions in there before y'all ran out the tunnel?
I'll go first. I mean, we just we wanted to get back at them because they beat us by 30. They kicked our, yeah, they beat us really bad. But the emotion, it was high because we all wanted to be there. And you know, this past teams, we've all I've heard people say, I want to go home. I want to go. This team's like, I want to win this thing. I want to win this thing. I want to keep going. So I feel like we're being really positive with each other, and it's a team effort, and we're showing that.
And like Emma said, emotions was high, but we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and we was prepared, for sure.
Hadari Jones, Garage Apartment Media. This is for, is it Day?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Day. You played out there with high intensity, and it showed defensively and the way you were attacking the basket. What was your mindset going into the game, and how were you able to keep your energy up? Coming off playing a back-to-back?
I would say that I was able to keep my energy up because of my team. I feed off their energy as well as they feed off mine. And as far as attacking the basket, you know, Coach Chadwick always told me, Daddy, go drive, go get fouled, shoot your shot with confidence, and that's what it came down to.
Question for Emma. Did you expect that, you know, I knew obviously the game plan was to slow down Barrios, but did you guys expect 2 for 17 out of her tonight?
We did. We wanted to slow her down. I mean, we put Lex on her to give her a bigger body, so she'd have to shoot over. And Lex did a really good job, but we had other people that stepped up too. It wasn't just Lex guarding her. It was a team effort, and if she got past the first one, she was going to go through the second one. So, I mean, it was just a team effort. She's a really good player. Hands down to her. She's had a good career. But, I mean, her shooting 2 for 17, is that what you said? 2 for 17 was definitely new for her, so she had to get past our defense first.
Question for Emma and Dede. Was there any point in the game where you felt that their will was broken?
I did. One time, someone missed a backcourt cut. She missed a layup, and all of them literally stopped at the free throw line, and I just took off. And Lex was right there with me, and Lex had a wide open layup, and I remember watching that girl's face when she missed that layup, and I was like, all right, we got you. Like, that's it.
And I believe was it the third quarter? It was one point where they could not hit a shot. Like, they could not score, and I believe that brought them down. Like, you can see it all on their face.
I mean, they were looking for fouls all game, and our coaches preach, play through the whistle, play aggressive, don't ever stop. When you foul, you get back up and you foul them again. Like, so, I mean, they were complaining about fouls and stuff, and I just feel like we adjusted, and we did well. So, I mean, at the end of the day, whoever keeps going at them is going to be the one to win.
Okay, last question for the girls.
question for you, Emma. They got within 9. They had a chance to go within 7. You got the block that led to basically the back-breaking basket. Talk about that sequence and the ability to finally shut them down.
Well, I remember that exact play because Coach Chadwick was yelling on Southland to slow it down, but I wasn't slowing down. He was telling me to slow it down, but I knew Lex was in front of me, so she was going to get that ball, and we were going to score, and then it'd be 11, and it'd be a lot easier. So, I mean, that sequence, it just led up to being the first quarter because me and Lex were in foul trouble in the first 2 quarters. So, I mean, our teammates stepped in. The people that came off the bench stepped in. I feel like the sequence started in the first quarter. So.
For the record, I was saying take it down. She just misunderstood.
Go ahead, Emma.
This might be the first time in my career I ain't got no turnovers. So.
That's true.
It might.
It's bad stat crew. Thanks, girls. We'll
Thank
see
you
on
so
tomorrow.
much.
Hang out the stat crew. I went in trouble. Brandon.
Coach, talk about the defensive game plan. Obviously, it begins and ends with Barros, but it seemed like you guys wanted to slow the game down and keep them from going into an up-tempo style of play.
Well, it starts with Day-Day. Day-Day's on the ball, and I think she did a really good job of picking up the point guard and keeping them from getting straight into their offense. I thought our post players did a really good job of overplaying and trying to push them out of their spacing, because they are well coached, and if they get the ball in their spacing, they are very, very good. And so I thought it was a total team effort, but it started at the top with Day-Day picking that ball up and everybody overplaying. So, and Barrios is a great player, and they do a lot of good things to try to get her open, and it took everybody to try to slow that down.
Well,
Coach, today was a very well-balanced game by everybody. Seems like everybody was locked into your game plan. They bought into it. What can you really attribute that to?
Well, we have good people, and I think they want to win. And their whole culture today has been about, hey, let's all play for each other, communicate, everybody do your job. When somebody didn't do their job, then you pick them up. And if it doesn't work out, there'll be no doubt we're coming back. If that play didn't work out, don't let doubt creep in. Keep playing, because once doubt starts creeping in, then you have a lot more issues than just playing a game. So I thought they did a really good job of picking each other up. And, we only have one senior, but we got a lot of veterans. We only got 2 freshmen, and I think Day-Day was talking about this is her 6th or 7th game that she's played in college in this building. So they sort of feel like, they feel okay in this building. They've been in here for several games, and I think Day-Day played some in high school. So they feel at home, and I think they pull together and play for each other.
Coach, again, your team defensively, they were locked in, and you guys also shot a high volume of shots. How do you make sure that you all match that intensity or keep that intensity up, that energy up on tomorrow?
Well, first of all, our fans are off the chart. I thought our fans helped us through the doldrums today. When we weren't making something happen, our fans helped us. And, our whole deal has been we came to climb the ladder. But you can't climb the ladder by jumping up to the top rung, and we aren't on the top rung. I told them in the locker room, I said, you can look down and see how high up you are. Just don't get dizzy, because you got to take another step tomorrow. And then, we have to do it one rung at a time. And, we got plenty of time to look back. We just got to do one rung at a time. And tomorrow's a new day. And we had 24 offensive rebounds. Probably won't have 24 offensive rebounds tomorrow. You got to find a new way to win. But it's March. And that's the beauty of the whole thing. We've been preaching it since, last summer. When we get to March, we're going to be playing good, and they believe it's March, and so they're playing good. So that's all you want. That's exactly where you want to be.
Okay, this will be the last question for Royce.
Again, today was a very well-rounded game. Y'all seem to be more physical than the other team and used your height to y'all's advantage. Was that one of your scouting points or one of your your points of emphasis to the team for today's game plan?
Well, I think in March, you get really good officiating in March, and they let the players decide the game. And we get really bad officiating in our practices, you know, and so our kids learn to just play through whatever and learn to play the right way, I think, because I ref in practice, which is really bad. So when they get to this situation where they got good officiating and they don't hear a whistle, they're just playing. And that's, you know, we want to play physical. We want to play the right way. You know, you want to beat your girl to the spot and hold your ground. And I was very proud of our defensive effort for the entire tournament so far. So we'll see what we can do. We've got to flush this one in about 30 minutes and get ready for the next one tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, Royce.
Thank you.
Congratulations.